And God saw all that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. This, the closing verse of the first chapter of Genesis, the celebrated creation chapter of the Bible, summarizes the results of the first 6 days of the universe. All was very good. Really? Are you sure all was very good? I wonder by what standards it was very good, because just 2 chapters after this heartwarming news of all being good, Adam and Eve rebelled against God, ate from the forbidden tree, and were expelled from Eden. A few verses further on, Adam and Eve's firstborn murdered their younger son. Not just simple murder, but fratricide, the killing of one's brother or sister. A mere 2 more chapters pass, and God, with a saddened heart, disgusted with the decay of society, throws in the towel and brings on the flood to destroy all life. For God regretted having made them, we are told. That doesn't sound very good to me. And it sounds like things weren't very good by God's standards either. If God is supposed to be so great, couldn't God have at least realized that the entire project was a no-go right from the start, or controlled events a bit more strictly? What was the author of the Bible, and even more than the author of the Bible, the creator of the universe and life itself, thinking about when informing us that all was very good? These are the facts. This is the reality. No, but I've got my own ideas. So please don't confuse me with those facts. I prefer my personal take on reality. I want a God that acts in a way I assume God should act, predictable, according to human logic. When the God of the Bible tells me all is very good, I expect all to be good. But then the Bible tells me not to count on it and lists disaster after disaster. So why was I told just the opposite? It's a hard truth to accept. And in our typical human desire to resolve cognitive dissonance, we argue all the way. But what we learn in the very opening chapter of the Bible is that the God of the Bible is not a predictable, static divinity. That conventional but ill-conceived description totally misses the biblical reality. We discover the startling truth of God's character in Exodus 3:14, a verse often mistranslated and yet pivotal in understanding God's sometimes less than manifest immanence in the world he created or she created. Moses, having been confronted by God at the burning bush, asks God's name. In reply, God said to Moshe, "I will be that which I will be. Eheye, Asher Eheye. This is my name forever." This meaning of the Hebrew text is vastly different from the King James rendering of that verse. I am that I am. That is wrong, and is based on the 4th century Latin Vulgate, which in turn was based on the 600 years earlier Greek translation, which is the Septuagint. The irony of this ongoing error is that the exact Hebrew word in question, eheye, appears just 2 verses earlier in Exodus 3:12, and both the Latin Vulgate and the Greek translation, the Septuagint, renders this I will be, not I am. But I am is so much more predictable, more appealing to our preconceived notions of God than I will be. That the translators actually changed the meaning of the biblical text. Why dwell on this point? Because what we discover here is that the God of the Hebrew Bible is not a static divinity, able to be pigeonholed into how we think God should act. Eheye, I will be, is not a present tense verb or a noun with all the implications of stillness, but a genderless verb actively projecting into the future. As we will learn in this series, the God of the Bible is a dynamic force with options, contingency plans, a manifestation that changes to fit the changing needs of the dynamic world it created. Eheye, I will be, is the perfect description of the God of the Bible. We expect an I am, but instead, the God of the Bible self-identifies as I will be, not I am.